Well, a couple weeks ago, I had a little fender bender on the highway. I hit a moving object. I'll leave out the gory details, but it came up, hit my license plate bracket, smashed that up, and then smashed my grill here, left a big hole in it. And I could leave it as is. It's my old truck, but I thought I'll shop around for the parts and see how much they cost and see if I can get this put back together so that it looks like it did again. I'll show you the process here and share with you where I picked up the parts. Some of them might surprise you, and they're not very expensive at all. Surprisingly enough, I actually purchased this on Walmart.com. That isn't my normal go-to for car parts, but I usually go to Rock Auto where I purchase most of my parts, and you can see my wall of magnets over here. Whenever I put in all my information and pulled up this exact same grill, it was about $50, and the shipping on it was going to be somewhere around $100, which was a big surprise. And I wasn't really willing to pay $150 to get a new grill, but I shopped around using Google and found that the grill was also available on Walmart.com for $60. No sponsorship here, but I found the grill for $60 on Walmart with free shipping, and it was here within like 3 days. So I couldn't pass up that deal. The only difference between that grill and the one on my truck is that there are some areas here that are painted. The center part here across the top comes off of this grill and needs to be attached here. So we'll have to work through that, but we got to get this old one off and see what we need to do to the new one, because I'm going to get some paint to try to make it match so it looks like the old one. Just taking a look at the grill here, I don't think I'm going to need any tools. Most of these plastic body panels just kind of snap into the metal. So I'm just going to kind of give this a pull and see what happens. That was easy. That was almost too easy. Did hear some cracking in there, so I may have broken a clip. We'll worry about that later. Looks like I have to remove this upper headlight. Little clip in here. Just gonna a spring clip. There it goes. So we have one more clip down here. Out with the old. Taped off here. So the parts that I don't want to have painted, made sure I covered that all up. It's not perfect, you know. We're not going to win any awards here down at the car show, you know. But hopefully what it'll do is I'll be able to not have this big giant hole in front of my grill that's going to get some attention, and people are going to say, well, how'd you get that big hole in your grill? And I'll have to tell them the sad story about the thing that happened, and I don't want to talk about it. So I'm going to paint it to match the old one, and here's what I'm going to use. This is a 3-part kit that I purchased from Touch Up Direct, and not a sponsor, but I'll leave an affiliate link down below because they do have an Amazon store. And I went on the higher end here, got the 3-part kit, which is the primer, the color that is supposed to be a color match, and then the clear coat. And the kit also comes with this cute set of gloves with a dog on there, I guess is their mascot, Touch Up Direct, TUD. And then has these cute little spray cans with their happy faces, and it kind of gives you some instructions on what to look for, and has a test area here so you can test your color and make sure that it matches. Gave me a little cleaning pad, which I'll clean off the bare surfaces. Then we will take it to my paint booth and get the first coat of primer on it. I need to take off this center strip here where the Chevy bow tie is, and to do that there's these clips on the back that have these 10mm little socket looking clips on them, or nut clips, and it's overkill here, but I'm using my impact wrench or impact drill to remove those little clips, and definitely didn't need to do that. And then I'm flipping it back over here and gently pulling that off. I was just trying to be very careful not to break that, because yeah, there's no replacing that, or I didn't want to have to replace that anyway. And there's like two parts here where the Chevy emblem is, so I'm just being really careful not to break that, and it came out pretty easy. But as I was doing that, I kept laying it on my truck there, and then I was saying that I'm probably scratching up my fenders, but it came out pretty smooth, no cracks. It's time for the main color. Shaking it up real good. Did put my mask on because I was breathing that primer a little bit. Got these lady beetles all over the place. One's gonna end up in the paint. Here goes the red. That's good for the first coat. While I wait for that first coat of red paint to dry, I'm going to turn my attention to removing this busted up front license plate bracket, putting on a new one. Unfortunately, it's attached with rivets. I tried a variety of screwdrivers to get in there and pop them loose, but didn't have any luck. So I'm going to try to drill out those rivets, and then I'll have to figure out something to go back and replace them with, because this didn't come with anything, any mounting hardware or anything like that, so I'm going to have to find something to attach to the bumper. And then I'll also have to keep these little plugs here for my license plate. So I have a drill bit that's just about the size of the rivet there, just a little bit smaller. That's hot. There we go. I'll clean those up. Just have a punch here and a mallet. Alright, I'm sure I can find some screws or bolts to go back in those holes. I'm going to put the new one on. That's going to look nice. The only downfall is it's a little more black in color than the rest of my bumper, but I'm sure it'll fade over time. Coarse thread screws in my random screw pile. They're not wood screws, but they have coarse threads on them. I think I'm going to be able to use these same holes that are here, even though this one's a little bit bigger than that one. And I'll be able to just kind of force them in, and they should hold just fine. There we go. Seems tight, and it's ready for the license plate. There's a Very beautiful day here in Missouri for November, mid-November. It's like 65, 68 degrees, something like that. Just a little bit of a breeze. It has been a pretty mild fall, autumn, whatever you call it. But winter is coming. Kind of hard to paint a piece like this. There's so many angles. The color looks nice. I think it's going to match really well. It's guaranteed, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier from Touch Up Direct. They guarantee that it will match. And they had great customer service there. I talked to them a couple times, had some questions, and they gave me a 10% discount code. So just ask for that if it's not readily available. Really nice people. I really enjoyed their customer service. This is looking awesome. I'm really happy with the product here. It sprays out really well, lays nice and flat. No runs. Really easy to work with. Unlike, other stuff that you buy from the Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, which I guess this is specific to auto body stuff. But I'm really happy with it. I don't know why I'm so worried about these parts right here, because they're not going to be seen. Really, it's just this long piece and these small pieces up here. Alright, stop spraying. I'll let that dry and see how it looks after 2 coats. That might be enough. Alright, following the instructions, I waited 30 minutes after I applied the last light coat of the red. So 3 coats of red on here now, primarily in the main section that's going to be seen. So I'm going to apply this clear coat, and oh wow, that really makes it pop. Waited 30 minutes, so it's starting to get dark out here a little bit. Sun's going down here in November. While I was waiting, I had some leftover apple pie from a Friendsgiving. Isn't this just the greatest time of the year? Friendsgivings, soon to be Thanksgiving coming up. Lots of Thanksgiving food. If you're here in the US, this is looking great. Probably do 2 coats of the clear here. Almost smells like, I don't know, smells like coconut to me. Alright, let that dry for 15 minutes or so, and then one last coat. Well, the sun has set and it's almost dark out here already. Not even 4 o'clock. Just going to give it one more coat with the clear, and then we'll take it inside and let it dry overnight. Well, time to go out to the paint booth to get the new one. It's all dry. Bring it in here and set it next to the old one. Gonna let it cure overnight, but I want to get the tape and paper off of it. It was looking pretty good, and I did a pretty good job masking it off. Had maybe just a little bit of overspray in a couple spots, but nothing that a little bit of mineral spirits couldn't remove, and most of that's going to be covered up by that centerpiece that still has to go on in a little bit. But yeah, it's looking really good. The color's matching really nice. The only thing I didn't care for too much was that texture on the new one. The other one was smooth, so the sheen of the paint just looks a little different. You can kind of see that there, where the old one's shining a little bit more, the new one's a little bit more dull. We'll let this sit overnight and continue to cure and get to installing it the next day. Well, it's the next morning. A little chilly this morning, but everything's pretty dry and looking pretty good on the new one, and ready to put this center strip on in the middle. But before I did that, I did take off all the old clips from the old grill. Broke a couple of them, unfortunately, so I think I'm going to have to go get some of those at some point in the future, because I'm missing one and another one's not in great shape. There's also 4 top clips that I think weren't removable. I think they were just basically, you had to break them and then get new ones. So there's like, they're cheap. They're like $4 to $5 for 10 of them. So I have to order those as well, and then at some point in the future take this back off and put it back on so that it's nice and secure. So got those clips on. Now I'm just going to put on this centerpiece. That centerpiece just gets held in place with these 10mm nut looking, I don't know what they are. Like, they're just kind of like screw-on fasteners. Kind of look like a nut, but they're pretty much just a clip. And they're probably kind of a one and done type of thing as well. Hopefully they will continue to last. Just don't want to spend or put a lot of money into this project. And that one's not even tightening on at all. There it goes. There it goes. So I didn't put the Chevy bow tie on in the middle there yet. Didn't want to break anything, run the risk of smashing it or something. So get these on first. And for the centerpiece. Fits nice. Ooh. I think that turned out pretty well. The only thing that I have a complaint about is that this OEM grill, the surface of it, for whatever reason, is kind of a little more rigid, so it gives a different sheen to the paint. The paint matches up really well. I mean, it's the same color, there's no doubt about it. And the clear coat that they offered was spot on, but the grill itself just has this texture to it, and so it looks a little bit different. But I mean, I don't think anybody else is going to notice. It's just me. Let's see if it fits. Looking good. Yeah, I can really tell I need those clips. There's these four on the top here aren't secure at all. They're just sitting in the holes. And then on this side I only have one clip holding this side on because the other one is missing, but I have one in the middle here. And then, oh, that one wasn't secure, and then a couple on the bottom. He's not aligned. There we go. That looks good. That looks really good. I'll just put these headlights back in. Oh shoot, where's the wires? Ah man, I think the wires are down in there. Had them wrapped around up here yesterday. Here's one. Not sure if I can feed it up through there or not. I don't want to take this grill back off because the more I mess with those clips, the more likely it's gonna be that they're gonna break. Shoot. Well, there we go. All finished and put back together. I think it turned out really good. I could have left it as it was, or perhaps tried to find some cheaper parts at the junkyard or something like that, but I mean, this was a pretty inexpensive repair overall. This license plate bracket was about $20 on Rock Auto. The grill was $60, walmart.com. I painted it to match, which I didn't really need to do, but it's how it was. These parts were painted. I could have left it black. And the paint was the kind of most expensive part. That was about $70 for that kit. But it turned out really good. I mean, I'm happy with it. I wish that it didn't have this texture here on the grill, but I mean, that is what it is. Nobody's really going to notice that. And there's going to be fresh bugs splattered on it and things like that. So yeah, nobody's going to notice. And this other paint is like almost 15 years old at this point. So it turned out pretty well. Let me know your thoughts. If this is looks like a good repair, I think it's very easy and approachable in a DIY project. And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm thinking about doing more projects with this old truck because I just noticed yesterday that my power steering pump looks like it's going out. It's leaking on the ground a little bit. So that's going to be my next project. I already got some supplies for changing the front shocks, and I got to do that. So stay tuned, stick around. Thanks for watching.